Oh, FSD stops for the person on the bicycle. Everyone, welcome back into the channel. Autopilot is here. Thanks again for tuning in. Thank you again to the subscribers. Again, I appreciate your time. I really do. Thank you for just watching. Thank you for joining me on this journey again to just uh, go get some food and while using full self driving on my Tesla. So, destination's already plugged in here in a similar area here compared to previous videos. So we're back at it. But the route shouldn't be, everyone, that bad. Let's see how it goes on today. So we're off, everyone. Just had to get out of the space that I was in. Get another green light here. Pedestrian just walking on the green light. What a shame. But again, everyone, this is what the area calls for. I guess this is what it calls for. Being in this area, you gotta have to just deal with it, I guess. So now that we're kind of waiting on a stop sign here, I mean a stoplight here, I want to talk about the difference between hardware 3 and hardware 4 Teslas. So for those who are unfamiliar with hardware 3, hardware 4 is supposed to be way better, I would say, than hardware 3, which is what I have right now on my 2022 Tesla Model 3 here. I'll hold that thought there. FSD sees the car here coming and merging into this lane here, and we're good to go. So it sees that was good there. Got another stoplight here. So let's just continue talking about hardware 3, hardware 4. So yeah, so hardware 4 is supposed to be way better than hardware 3. Um, this version, everyone, again, software version that we're on is 12.6.4. Okay. So interesting enough here with hardware 4 is that for the most part, if I'm not mistaken, those in the comments just let me know if I'm mistaken here. But hardware 4 was introduced into Tesla cars uh, beginning of 2023. Yeah, beginning of 2023 is when they started to introduce hardware 4, and that was supposed to be the advanced version to its predecessor of hardware 3. So it's able to, the cameras are a bit better, the hardware, I'm sorry, is a bit better. And so the way it calculates and processes information is supposed to be even quicker than hardware 3. Everyone, I haven't tested hardware 4 to really say, and hardware 4 is supposed to be where Tesla goes into unsupervised FSD compared to hardware 3, which Elon mentioned that he'll probably have to go back and redo for those. We're kind of parked here. Let me just have the accelerator there. That's an interesting one. Again, I don't know. That's happened twice now, um, where FSD just kind of slows down for some strange reason there. Um, but Elon mentioned that hardware 3, they're going to have to double back on because it just may not be able to have its full potential, the capability of hardware 4. So he's probably going to have to replace those individuals who paid uh, the money for full self driving fully out of pocket, um, compared to those who are having it on a monthly subscribe basis, which I do have. It's going to be interesting to kind of see if they're able to stick to that, um, because that would be disappointing if hardware 3 they at some point just stop updating it because it just can't get to hardware 4. Um, Now, everyone, if you're making a decision to determine if you should get a hardware 3 versus hardware 4 car right now, I would probably suggest everyone just get it used, get a hardware 3. Still, over half the population, I would say, of Teslas still have hardware 3. So they're going to have to do as much as they can with hardware 3 to the best of its ability, unless you're going to lease a Model 3, Model Y, which comes out to be cheaper, and then you can wait to kind of see if hardware 4 goes to hardware 5. So it just depends. But on how you're feeling. Um, so we got another stop sign here, everyone. Everyone, thankfully, everyone, Hoboken has updated the signage. So this is a new always stop here. because before the cars on that end coming were able to continue passing, but I'm glad they updated it because that was just a that was just a nightmare with them, the pedestrians, the cars. It just is a mess here. So I'll hold that thought for hardware 3, hardware 4 as we get going. So FSD sees the pedestrians on both sides of this stops, which is good. I would have done the same here, and I liked how it slowed into it, even though it couldn't technically really see. I would say behind the cars, um, well, in front of the cars. I'm sorry. This is also everyone a new stop sign here, always stop in Hoboken. Again, this is a beautiful thing to kind of see because um, we were actually just proceeding and not having a stop sign, which I think at this point you should have a stop sign in Hoboken at every single street because, again, you got pedestrians just walking on out there, um, and they don't stop, and they expect you to stop. And if someone's distracted, which can happen, I've seen it happen. If someone's distracted, and they just don't wait. Okay, pedestrians coming up on the left side there. uh, FSD sees it. They have a stop sign here. We have some pedestrians coming here. Does FSD? It does wait, and we have cars in a bicycle. Someone on a bicycle rolling here, and I think I probably would have did the same. Maybe I would have waited a little bit further back, but maybe not. It just depends. Pedestrian on the right here. FSD does see it, does stop, even though we had a stop sign anyway. We're going to stop regardless. Um, but that's good. So we're coming to up to another stop sign here. Have to make a right now. Have to make a right here, which is good here. Pedestrian on the left running here. FSD does see it. We had to stop anyway, and then it keeps rolling through this thing. No cars coming on the left, and then FSD just goes right to it here, which is great. Great to kind of see. Now we do again, everyone. At this time, we have some sun just in our face here, glaring. But FSD, like I mentioned, oh, that's a bump. FSD, like I mentioned, is able to plow right through this thing, which is, again, a beautiful thing to kind of see here because even with they're saying with hardware 3 not being as good as hardware 4, that's still pretty good for it to be able to move along. But even though with hardware 4 is supposed to be improved so it can go through rain, hail, snow, sleet, whatever it might be. Um, oh, FSD stops for the person on the bicycle. Oh wow, that was good. Even though everyone, we didn't have to stop. This is a pedestrian here walking on the green. Interesting. Just casually walking like we're at the beach. What is going on here? Just, I guess he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go if FSD is just going so slow." I understand, but my goodness, walk with a little bit haste. FSD doesn't pull the trigger there. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness, doesn't pull it there because it's not fast enough, and it would not have been fast enough in that instance there. But that's good. Got a bus here. We are still on the green, which is good. FSD is probably going to do it here. Do you have a? Okay, great. Okay, I thought there was a someone on a bicycle moving along, but they were not. Okay, so this is good. Everyone, I mentioned this in previous videos, but I don't know if this video goes viral. Please, everyone, can someone please tell Hoboken under this underpass right here, please fix this thing. Oh my goodness, fix the street. I don't know what they have to do, but somebody's gotta put something down on here because this is bad. Um, I don't know what it is about this underpass. It's just one of those things. They gotta fix this. Now I don't know if it's Hoboken, if it's another city that's occupying that. But someone please find the person to fix that. Oh my goodness, the potholes are just, brutal here. Okay, Um, Now, everyone, this is another stop here that is new here. You kind of see, I don't know if you all can kind of see that there, but they put new up here so people can be familiarized and say, hey, okay, this is a new stop sign here. That was good too that they did this because this way here, everyone, people were just kind of moving past. And again, not a good look, especially in Hoboken when you have pedestrians just walking um, at any time that they want to. And so you just kind of need a stop sign there just to avoid people accidentally getting hit. Again, due to someone that is distracted there. Okay. But going back to hardware 3, hardware 4, um, I would say everyone just buying used is probably a better bet unless you're going to lease a Tesla here. But that's just my personal opinion. You don't have to take my opinion whatsoever. I'm just giving you my thoughts in terms of how I see it. Um, because I think, or if you're leasing it, everyone, I don't believe everyone with hardware 4 capability here that's going to be able to go super unsupervised FSD. Um, I would be shocked if it does because Elon has mentioned this in the past here. Hardware 3 was supposed to do it, hardware 2.5 was supposed to do it, and then now we're in hardware 4, another iteration, and still no unsupervised FSD. Okay. Um, but again, all mostly half of all Teslas, I believe, at this point, uh, since 2020, before 2023, are on hardware 3 or lesser. So it just doesn't make sense to do a hardware 4 when you never know what can happen about from that too as well. So FSD is just kind of rolling through this here, which is good. Everyone, I want to say everyone with the potholes here, in this city, there's a lot of potholes, and I've asked this before. Stop sign here, not an abrupt stopped, not an abrupt stopped here. That was good compared to previous videos where it was quite abrupt. So I will say, everyone, I really haven't tested outside the Model Y, the S or the X or the new Model Y, uh, and or even the performance Model 3. But I gotta say, everyone, can someone please in the comments let me know, hey, I've tested it on these roads or I tested on some bumpy roads, and I think it's better than the Model 3, or I think it's better than the Model Y, or I think it's better than the S or X, because I think that'd be just be good information to kind of know. Because I just been seeing so many people put out there that the Model 3, the new Model 3, is handles the bumps a little bit better. It's not as harsh as the old Model 3s. Um, I just want someone to kind of know. I can't. I'll probably do a test of that at some point in the near future, just to see because I'm just curious. But unless someone has had previous versions, let me know in the comments, please, down below. That'd be great. Okay. Got a car turning here, but FSD just still continues, which is good. Doesn't let the car kind of pass out, dash out there. So that's okay. I like that pedestrian coming up here, even though we got a stoplight here. That's good. So FSD does see this here. Everyone, now we got a bunch of traffic on the way, but it's practically almost just straight through this thing. I don't know if we'll come across some construction. I hope we don't. I'm hoping this is going to be a breeze of a drive here, and this will just be a drive that I just talk about hardware 3, hardware 4, um, bumps in the road, and things like that. I'm hoping it's not that type of drive. Okay. The other thing I want to mention, many of you have seen the video kind of circulating through through the media, through YouTube. Um, okay, that's great. FSD does see this a turn signal coming up here and lane that's going to the left here, and it goes to the right. That's great. It does it in advance, and I think I like that, especially if it was going to do it quicker rather than later. So that's great. So there's been a video circulating in social media about someone driving through a almost just like a picture, a mirror image of just a street. And for some reason, I'm not sure which hardware 3, hardware 4 that they had, and it just plows right through it. And FSD doesn't determine that that's actually not real, okay, or that it's something there, and so it just kind of it just goes right through it, right through that kind of uh, photo there compared to like stopping there before it gets there. Um, and I think that there's been other people that have tried it and said actually no, it does stop and this that and other, which is good, everyone. But at the end of the day, everyone, is that going to happen in real life? Probably not. But it makes for good content. Okay. Um, I don't think that's ever going to happen where you come across a scene where someone has put something out there and we're supposed to stop, but it doesn't stop. But it's nice to see that for those who tried it before or after that initial viral video, that it literally FSD does wait there. So FSD moves here to the right of this car and then kind of moves past it. Didn't necessarily like how slow it was. Maybe it was reading the pedestrians there. But that's interesting. No, so we got someone who has their hazards on here. Someone just got out, probably an Uber of some sort. Um, we do have a crosswalk here. Now, interesting enough, everyone, FSD still it can't read crosswalks in terms of like, oh, there's a blinking light, which says, hey, someone just pressed the signal. Please wait for them. FSD just at this point, I don't think hardware 4 does either read it. But that'd be good to kind of see if it does. But I don't think it does. But that'd be nice. So there's so many, like I mentioned, and still continue to mention, there's so many different just nuances here with certain areas that they'll have to at some point program in and say this means this means this, and so on. Okay, and hopefully they're able to put it there on hardware 3. Again, I'm not an engineer. I don't know how vast or how deep the code is. I can only imagine how deep the code is. I just don't know how many lines it is. Probably a lot of lines. Maybe hardware 3 just can't handle all those lines. Okay. So everyone, this is good here. FSD kind of rolls through it. Not good here. We gotta go. Gotta press the accelerator there. Someone's in the back of us just kind of blowing the horn, even though we have bicyclists right there. That's not good. Okay. So we can't just roll past someone kind of slowly and then park, even though we had the light at one point, but didn't do it, didn't want to go through it. That's not good. And we have someone blowing in the back of us because they're like, "What are you doing? Just go through it." I know, I know, I know. I would have done the same. Okay, so we're almost here. So everyone, this that's not it. Okay, you got to go to Montgomery. There, person comes down and walks there because we're going too slow. It decides. Everyone, we're going to go get pizza today, which is going to be good. Now, this pizza here, everyone, I will say is quite expensive. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it is. Uh, but that's where we're going, everyone. I'm going to back this thing up just so I get this park. But everyone, let me show you Auto Park here, how it does it here. Now we have clear as day space here, which is beautiful. Even though we got something on the back of this person's car, does FSD see it? It Oh wow. Does it hit the thing? Oh, it I think it does. I think it does. Even though it says auto park complete, it wasn't going to read that, everyone. But there's some sort of hook that's coming out of the person's car here. Um, almost for, I think, some sort of attachment that they have, maybe for a bicycle or something, as you all can kind of see up front. But oh my goodness, if I didn't stop the car, we would have got a little ding ding. Okay, and that's no bueno. Okay. But catch you all in a few. everyone. It's a beautiful day. Look at what I got here. The Margherita Pizza. Margherita from Razza. I think that's how you pronounce it. Please forgive me if somebody's from Razza's is watching this thing. I apologize. I am so sorry. But look at this thing right here. It's smooth. Now, is it worth $26? I don't know. I think that's to be determined. Let's see. Does it pass the test of how floppy it is? It does. You can tell everyone the crust is thin. What Razza says is that they pride themselves on doing ingredients that are good. I think it does. I think it does fit the bill for sure. Let's see. Cheese is definitely good. I got some sauce on my face, on my excuse me. I'm so sorry. But the cheese does fit the bill for sure. The sauce, is light, it's subtle, and it's not overpowering the cheese. It's kind of just right. The quality you could tell in this is definitely good. Let me try the crust here. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good, I don't have any napkins, unfortunately, but I think that's a good slice. Okay. Now, is it worth the cost for it? I don't know. I think you could split this between two people for sure. But most times what I see, everyone, is that most people just get one pie and call this thing a Rap City because of the fact that it's so small, it's light. You're not going to be like, after this, you're not going to be like, oh my goodness, I feel so still hungry. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel full. But I don't know. I'll put my critique up here for sure in terms of what I'm thinking about. But right now, I don't know if the cost is worth the taste. I don't think so. I don't believe so, everyone. Now, if you've been to Razza, let me know in the comments what you think about this pizza here. I think it is good. The quality, you could tell, is there. I just don't know if the cost matches up to what we got here. I don't believe so. Now, nice decor, everyone that's in there. Fun fact, everyone, please, if you're going to go take out this thing like I just did, it's the next door down, not the first door. The next door down. I was in there looking silly, and the person said to me, the attendant, they were like, yo, oh, by the way, it's next door. I was like, dang, really? I didn't notice that, okay? Even though there was a big sign that said take out, I missed it. I know, it's bad, okay? But if you're here in Jersey City, you may want to stop by there. If you're in the area, if you want good pizza, it's going to be good. Just know the cost is going to be a little bit high. Parking in Jersey City, as you already know, is kind of bad. But there is a parking lot about 2 or 3 blocks from where I am. So that's why I had to slide in here, everyone. I had to slide. Just slide in here when I seen that was parking space open on the street, all right? But if you get street parking, you got it, okay? I know it's a long review, but I had to. I want to make sure y'all know how I'm feeling, and so you know. But everyone, like always, you can't say, I didn't tell you so. Catch y'all in the next one.